Hey, what's going on? E. Jones, bottom to the top sports, 98.9 Chucktown, Charleston, South Carolina. What's really good?
What's really good? We are in the building. Another Sunday fun day. We're back at it. How you feeling this morning, E?
Yo, I'm feeling good, man. For everybody who's been out there supporting us from day one, we appreciate y'all, the people who are just tuning in to us. You're now tuned in to the greatest. We trying to get things done, man. We feeling good about it. Sunday, 1 a.m. Make sure you tap in every Sunday with the dynamic duo.
You already know. Hey, I just want to, put this out there. We're professionals when it comes to talking basketball because we played the sport, understand the sport, know the sport. But we try to give y'all all sports, but notice that our expertise is in basketball.
Yeah, for sure, man. I always enjoy talking sports in general. And that's the thing now about when I look at young people. A lot of them are specializing in one sport. And I remember playing football. I remember playing basketball. I remember playing baseball for to a lesser extent, soccer. Mm-hmm. In gym class, anyway. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But even 7-on-7 football, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. But to that point, I think it's more specialization now. But we obviously love basketball, love talking about it, but definitely are well adept to be able to talk about all sports. And we're going to do that today.
And we're going to do that. Hey, let's talk about this crazy craze with pickleball.
Big shout out to Todd Davis because he's always getting me to play. I actually have not played pickleball as of yet. Have you played?
I've never played. I've seen it, but I've never played.
I've actually stopped on workouts and runs outside. There's pickleball courts by my crib, and I see people getting a good sweat in it. I'm all for getting a good sweat. And I was actually a good handball player and a good racquetball player in college. And
what about ping pong?
I'm decent in ping pong. Racquetball, I'm very good. Ping pong, not so much. I'm okay.
Okay.
But the Boys and Girls Club, I definitely got served back at Kips Bay.
Big shout out to Kips Bay.
Yo, Dave Nelson, Artie Green, my man Ron, big shout out to you guys. But with respect to pickleball, LeBron James owns a team.
No, I didn't know that.
Draymond Green owns a team. So there's a 24-team pro league, and I believe at the current time, the team out of Seattle's in second, and the team out of the Bay Area is in first.
Got it.
And they have these matches, and what I'm seeing now is that the tournaments are well staged. Mm-hmm. They're being aired nationally. They're being aired internationally. And the pickleball sport, because you can play it at any stage, which makes it good. Mm-hmm. Small court, not a bunch of running. So older folks in their 70s are playing pickleball, and they can still stay active. Maybe they were.
Well, let me ask you this. Yo, I watched it one time, and the ball's going super fast. How you going to be playing that at 70?
It's about positioning and angles and reaction time. So if I know, and you got a partner for doubles, so if I know you there and I'm here, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's not more movement. I mean, you do have to move, but it's like finesse, shot placement, reaction time. All of those things come into play with pickleball. And I think if you haven't played it, check it out. Go watch some videos and go out and try it.
Try it.
Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about pickleball. Maybe I'll post some videos about me getting out there in a pickleball game or two.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yo, L, you gonna be my partner in pickleball?
Why not?
Yo, we outside. We gotta get a name for our team, bro.
Bottom to the top.
Pickleball. So unoriginal.
Yeah.
But needless to say, man, I think it's dope that we have a new sport in the space. I'm not sure when it actually originated. I got to do the research on that.
Hey, for you listeners, Google pickleball and see it for yourself. It's a real
by the time that our crack staff, by the time this show ends, I'll have the origination of pickleball, the date, the time, and the founding fathers.
Yo, let's switch it up, man. Let's talk football. Football season is here. How you feeling about football season?
I'm on the fence.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. As you well know, and as the listeners well know, for the people who've tuned in to us for some time now, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And we're America's team. I get on my soapbox and I talk my smack, and it's really just hollow. It's got no substance because we haven't won anything since the 80s. So, 90s. And it's like, I don't know where to go. I'm talking back in the days with Michael Irvin and freaking Emmitt Smith. And now we just always the bridesmaid. And then we can't even get to the NFC Championship. Dak Prescott, I love him. Ezekiel Elliott, everybody has their run. But I think at the end of the day, Dak has taken us as long as he can take us. We drafted a quarterback. We'll see what happens.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Dak looked pretty good calling plays the other day.
Oh, man. Listen, fans. I'm a Sixer fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. And I'm a Yankees fan. Feel my pain. We haven't won any championships in many years. The Yankees being the person who's won one most recently. And that's been a while. And we come from a winning tradition. At least I would get one sport. I haven't gotten any sports in a long time, and I'm a St. John's basketball fan, and we haven't been into the NCAA tournament in years. So I'm just out here watching for sport.
That might change. Rick Pitino's over there now.
I like that.
Yeah,
you see how I perked up?
Yeah.
I like that.
And Rick Pitino's always been about the bag. Sorry to say. Always.
And Rick Pitino has always been about winning.
And guess what?
What?
It's nothing behind closed doors now if you got that bag.
Yeah, that bag is that bag, man. Let me tell you something. These college kids are getting paid in excess of $300,000, $400,000. I talked to a college coach the other day who shall remain nameless and told me that his payroll per month was upwards of $100,000.
Wow.
So that means for a 10-month period, the kids go to school from September to probably get their last check in June. The kids, they're paying out $1 million cash.
It's $1 million.
And he said they're probably on the middle to lower end.
Ooh, wow.
Of their league.
Oh, my goodness. So imagine top tier kids.
Well, think about it. Some guys are getting $1 million themselves. So for a kid, think about this for a second, L. You're playing college basketball and you're getting $100,000 a month.
I don't even think I'd have a life.
You be getting $25,000 a week.
I don't think I'd have a life. Because I'd be like, yo, if I'm getting this type of money now and I'm only in college.
You're getting $8,000 a week.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
$8,000 a week at 16 years old?
I keep saying it, man. If I was around for that, I'd have been playing defense. Word up.
Hindsight is 20/20 for sure.
Yo, let me ask you a question, because one thing I realize about sports, I realize how important the analyst is.
Okay.
And I've seen what's been going on. Big shout out to ESPN. I've been seeing what's going on. But I want to ask your opinion, and I'll give mine. What do you think really makes a top-tier analyst?
It's a good question. First of all, I think that you have to be versed in whatever specific sport that you're talking about. You have to know the history, you have to know the present, you have to know the changes, and you have to be on it in real time. And you have to know the inner workings of kind of what the player's going through. So that history is important because you got to have those reference points. You got to bring timing. You have to bring an entertainment value. You have to be able to articulate yourself and get your point across and engage the people. That's what I think makes a good analyst.
So I love how Stephen A. Smith really gets on his game and goes into character. Do you feel that's a part of being a good analyst?
Well,
or is that just personality?
Well, I think some people create a character. And I think that some people find a niche and a lane. And I'm more on the side of people who bring substance to it, right? So, and then some people bring style and substance.
No
Example, Deion Sanders is a guy who's very flashy.
Yes.
He's a guy who's very braggadocious.
Yes.
But he's also very humble. And he's confident because he works.
Yes.
And when he was an analyst, he brought that air and that energy to the airwaves and people could feel it. And he was a player, so that helped, and he had context to what he was speaking of. But when you do all of that stuff and you're opinionated and what you're saying doesn't have any credence, or you just always taking the stance about what you think and you believe and you make it out to be the truth. When you're challenged a lot of the times, you can lose credibility because you're out there making it seem like this is the way it is and I said it and that's cool, but let's fact check it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Dion, because you know what? Dion brings smoke everywhere he goes. If you actually step back and analyze Deion Sanders, I'm talking about the man and the person.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if he's an analyst, he's rising to the top. If he's a coach, he's rising to the top. We don't have to speak about his playing days because this is one of the reasons why he's relevant today. I just want to give a big shout out to him. And I really want to give a main shout out to him because he always bigs up God.
Yes.
He always bigs up the creator. And I think that's huge.
Well, I think at the end of the day, he's centered. And he's transparent. And the other day I was watching something on his social media platforms, and he took off his shoe because his foot was hurting, and he showed his amputated foot, his amputated toe. And it was not pretty. I mean, that's where we are now. Yeah. Microwave society. Everybody wants everything right now. Why should I go out and work my tail off to go and actually put the work in when somebody can go out and do it for me and all I got to do is pay for it? I can pay for abs, I can pay for muscles, I can pay for whatever, and it's going to be nice and easy.
Facts.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, what type of example are we truly setting for these kids? That's what I love to keep stressing. Hard work pays off. That's what we was taught. We was taught if you work on your game and you're working on your game more than everybody else, eventually you will see yourself rise.
You know who I am?
Who?
The same thing that you are.
But
you know what you are?
What?
An antique.
I'm trying not to be, but it feels that way because everything is different. Like, hey, listen.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who was the greatest dunker of your time when you were watching basketball? Who was the greatest dunker?
Dominique Williams, Michael Jordan.
Then there was Vince Carter.
Oh, I forgot about Vince.
No, he's not your time. He's after your time.
Yeah, but ooh. No, Vince is our time?
No, he's not. He's after you. He's at least 10 years after you.
Vince ain't third.
Yeah, Vince is retired. Vince is in his 40s.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's our time.
Well, I'm going to look up Vince Carter's age, but Vince is significantly, I don't think he played against Michael Jordan.
No.
Yeah, so that's, Michael Jordan is our time.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. What I'm saying to you is essentially, when we look at it and we see things that we used to do or players we used to look up to, and people are using steroids in baseball.
That's right.
So Hank Aaron got his honest. Barry Bonds got his with the juice.
With the juice.
A-Rod got his with the juice. Roger Clemens with the juice. So guys are like, if you can't beat them, cheat them.
Yeah. Sad, but it's true, E.
It's where we are. And unfortunately, when you look at the grand scheme of it and you say to yourself, what's giving these kids the motivation unless they have a solid foundation, great mentors, people who are giving them a solid advice, they're going to try to take the road less traveled. And I'm not for somebody taking the long road just because, but you can't skip steps because it always comes back to bite you in the you-know-what.
Hey, words to the wise from Eric Jones. Hey, I got a question for you. This was in the email. It's time to let it loose. How do you guys feel about reclassing?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, everybody tries to make it seem like it's a bad thing, but how could it be? How could it be if you're getting a whole nother year to get your education together, your body together, and your game together? Now, I'm speaking especially for kids whose birthdays fall late in the year, because everywhere they're playing, everyone they play with is older. So now, when they play, it's like they're extra nice because, like, yo, if I had a whole nother year, imagine where I would be if I'm pretty much on the same level as you now. Then I look at reclassing for a kid that understands that now he's ready to really work. He's ready to put the time in the books. He's ready to put the time on the court. But he understands he needs another year to kind of accomplish that. Maybe he messed up in the past academically. Maybe he just was, halfway doing it on the basketball court or in any sport. How do you feel? I mean, like I said, I don't look at it as negative as people are trying to portray it. Because, I'm hearing it from people who saying this kid reclassed twice. Now, that's different. But maybe the kids, you don't know what's going on behind the scene. Maybe he's really not staying up academically where he needs to do that. I don't know. What's your opinion?
We sat in the car the other day.
Yes, sir.
And we spoke about a player. Oh, you know what? It wasn't, it was me and somebody else, actually.
Okay, there you go.
And we talked about a player, and I'm going to tell you the player's name when we get off the air.
Okay.
And we were looking back. This player was a McDonald's All-American. And we looked at the player's age. And we said to ourselves, how could he be this age when he was in this grade? So the real age is online. But the grade was like, wait a minute.
Sounds like the double class thing.
But this happened over 20 years ago.
What?
Again, I'll tell you when we get off the air who the player is. Right? So think about it.
Let's get this over with. I want to know who it is.
Yeah. So look, there's a couple of reasons why you reclass.
Okay.
Maturity.
Okay.
Could be physically if you're an athlete, you aren't developed yet, you haven't hit your growth spurt, you want to get stronger, more physical, more skilled, whatever the case may be. You could reclassify because you've messed up academically. That means you want to do that year over or potentially get another opportunity to just make good on some things you didn't do well. You could reclassify because you need more exposure. The school you were at didn't provide you the opportunity to be seen, play on the right platform, and because most people that reclassify usually transfer and go to another school to reclassify. So that second school probably offers a better athletic, maybe academic situation for you to get more. So reclassify, don't look at it that way for the people who look at it negatively. Look at it as a do-over. A mulligan.
I wish I could have did over.
Right? So I'm speaking from firsthand perspective. When I started high school, I played for the best team in New York City. And Elvis probably won't agree because he played on the other team.
He played for Riverside.
So I was 13 years old entering high school. There's kids who enter high school 14 and 15.
So you was like a kid who kind of fell into the category to reclass.
I was a January birthday, and I made. So when I started my senior year of high school, I was 16. So there's people who's graduating high school at
18, 19.
19. People are graduating. People are 19 going on 20. I know people who graduated high school at 20. Look up, and again, he made it to the league, so it don't matter. Look up O.J. Mayo. Look how old he was when he graduated high school. I believe when he was a freshman at USC, he was 20 years old. Prime example of somebody who was more mature. Now, O.J. Mayo was nice. He did his thing in the NBA, but at the end of the day, he used the system, and it worked for him.
Yeah. So
when I graduated high school, I was 17. So think about a 17-year-old against 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
I wasn't good enough to overcome those physical advantages and that experience. That's just true. Because some 17-year-olds are NBA players already that we could see.
Yeah.
So that being said, it's two sides of it. But I'm not against reclassification because I understand that it's a new day and age, and 85% of the kids who are elite players in the high school market have reclassified in middle school. This is what they're doing. This is the new normal. So don't act like, oh, well, you killing and you 16 years old playing against 14-year-old. Don't be mad at them because they use the system to benefit them. Either reclassify yourself and gain an advantage or just figure it out. You know, you see people jumping on, you know, social media and, oh, man, they're messing up the system. They're messing up kids or whatever. These kids going to the NBA are all reclass.
Wow. Do you hear that, y'all? Ooh.
Look at what OTE is doing. Look at all those kids in the NIBC. These are reclassified kids.
Wow.
I would venture to say, when you look at the top 20 kids, if you really like did the homework, I'd say at least 75% of them was reclass.
Wow, this says a lot, E, about like the actual landscape.
It's changed. It's changed. Talking about reclassing. Talking about elite high school basketball.
Let's do it.
It seems like there's some traction going on in our area in the Boogie Down Bronx.
In the Boogie Down Bronx. Shout out to South Carolina, by the way, but we going to talk about the Boogie Down Bronx for a sec.
It seems like there's been some commitments this week.
Ooh-wee.
Delquan Warren out of Erie, Pennsylvania, 4-star point guard.
Google him.
And he was formerly committed to Rutgers, had a phenomenal summer, reopened up his recruitment, and he's committed to Our Savior Lutheran National, a.k.a. OSL.
Come on, talk about it.
OSL, as you well know, is on the OTE platform, which is Overtime Elite. That is an 8-team league which features 2 teams out of North Carolina, 1 team out of Southern California, 1 team out of Phoenix, OSL, and 3 teams from OTE in Atlanta, which is the Young Dreamers, the Cold Hearts, and the City Reapers. Now, there is a ton of talent at OTE.
Oh, we know that.
And the OSL team did not do so hot last year in OTE. They had a lot of talent, 6 Division I players, but man, they're back with a vengeance. Talk about who else they got.
Who, OT?
No, OSL.
Oh, man. OSL looking good. How about Chopper? I heard they didn't sign the deal over there.
Man. Elijah Moore, 4-star shooting guard, 6'5", with automatic jumper from 25 feet and in, committed to Syracuse, will be attending Our Savior Lutheran and playing on the national team in the OTE circuit. So when you look at that,
yes,
and you look at these 2 kids, and you say to yourself,
first of all, I just got to stop, because you guys might not know this if we don't let you know, but, Eric is part of that, the behind the scene. How do you feel that you guys now are literally going to be one of the top teams in the country? We're past New York. So nobody's in New York. I'm talking about, well, we got Lehigh still. They're out in Long Island, though. I'm talking about New York. There's nobody that...
New York City, there's
no high school, Catholic school, nor public school that can compete with you guys. And I'm just calling it spade a spade.
I'm going to say this. There's no Catholic school or public school that has the talent that we have.
That's what I'm talking about.
On the court, you never know.
And size.
Yeah.
Come on, let's deal with reality. If you get one CHSAA team or a public school, they got one big. That's it.
Well, we also didn't even talk about the Golden Goose. The 5-star general. The UNC commit.
We was leaving the best for last, though.
Ian Jackson.
Google him.
Out of the Bronx, New York, is committed to Our Savior Lutheran, and he will be playing for OSL National on the OTE platform. That's a scary 1, 2, 3 points.
Oh, my goodness.
4-star, 4-star, 5-star. Ow. 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
I bet you your numbers will look different in OTE tournament this year.
Got to win the games on the floor. But, man,
I hear you.
We're giving ourselves a puncher's chance.
Yeah, but you're giving yourself a fighting chance.
We definitely giving ourselves a chance. And there's some more things I'm sure that's going to be released.
Yes. I just want to say this. It's like, I was going to Cardinal Hayes in New York City in the Bronx high school games. I went to 3 games last year when the kid Ian Jackson played. All 3 games, he had 30 in the third quarter. He wasn't even playing in the fourth quarter. I'm just so happy that he's got out of that league because it would have did nothing for him.
Wow.
You understand? And that's a blessing. When you're getting ready, when you're a high kid, I'm talking about a top tier kid, and you're playing against competition that's beneath you, where's the opportunity to get better?
That's a catch-22 because it's troublesome to know that our Catholic League is not as deep and talented as it once was. Because you and I both played in the CHSAA.
That's right.
And that league was loaded.
It was loaded.
At one time, it was the best league in the country.
In the country, Tom Kachowski said that.
And it's not anymore.
No, far from it.
And, kids like Ian leaving obviously hurts the league.
I was just about to say that. Him, Chopper, Elijah, those type of kids.
But the other big kid, Steve, the 6'10 kid, went to La Lumiere. In the NIBC, he left too.
Oh, wow. Well, Load, you got to rely on some coaching.
Well, they said the other kid, Adam, might be gone too. Yeah, they emptied house out, man. And the sad part about it is the last year those kids were there, they didn't win it. It was a good run, though. They won 2 city championships. They wasn't able to get a state. But, I think those kids, they contributed greatly to the school and brought extreme popularity and notoriety, and it was good for them. So now, fast forward, these kids are on another platform. They're playing in an extremely competitive league. They'll have games on Amazon Prime, on national TV. I'm sure they'll be in the Hoop Hall and maybe get an ESPN game or 2. This is the type of thing. It's not great for the CHSAA, but it sure is good for New York City.
And it sure is good for Our Savior Lutheran High School. That's who I'm with.
You ain't pulling no punches.
Nah, hey, look, this is the problem. Everybody like to play both sides of the game. You can't straddle the fence. You either with us or against us, baby.
That's how you do it.
Hey, it's a new season, new year. That's how I'm rolling, player.
And listen, for the people who don't know this, the black energy, the black Elvis is on a whole new type of timing.
Yes, sir.
He got a new situation, and Papa got a brand new bag.
Brand new bag.
And now, to be able to be in this season and see everything that's going on, is just a true blessing.
Yes, it is. It really is, E.
But, what else you got, El?
Hey, man, you know how it go. We keep telling ESPN, we keep telling Kirkland, we keep telling everybody, we need more time.
We done?
We done.
That's crazy.
We got to get back to the people next week.
Yo, man, big shout out to all the pickleballers out there. Big shout out to OSL, City Legends, D Jones, Jerry Ice. You know what it is. Bottom to the Top Sports. Peace.
Yes.
You get the last shout out.
Big shout out to everybody who support, everybody who's watching that podcast. Please log on to that YouTube page, bcomtv.com, website, bottomtothetopsports.com. But last not least, give that big shout out to the man upstairs who opened doors that no man can close.
Peace.
Peace.